Ejima baye mamuina ajo emamu akwa benyumre edmoba KFM TV eso nyumre aso sensema yabo ano efiye mamu yedninia ebeso mo senusi akase wo KFM TV ne so wiesem no enyumre sem no edos ye papa na mekai wo se dwumeko bi adaruma na enyumre wo mo esomasne mamede nsem no mede ebeso mo yebeda eye KFM Musical Center se wo mo eton instruments bi ase ope combo guitar microphone drum set speaker ni anuduweni etwem wo KFM Musical Center so ya wonsa ebetimi akani na ebi sa enso so ana obo anan ekopiem wasantimante ma wo mo ewe adum wo mo ene Sambra Hotel no ana ebo nhwani mo nkramantem haso no wo mo ewa Accra Zongolin ene to betimi akoho na oni mo kodidwa kama ewo ho sa enwumre eye talent microfinance enso sika krabia wo mo aba wo mo ebo ayen man ne sika sem ekonenim ye papa no nti se oped busia e de ahye adwumem no mekan for talent microfinance e de amamantam edunsia no talent for abom homodin edunsia ni mu a eduna aka no wo eguso a wo mo de hihye pa egu kwam se wo betimi atenete wo mo ntaban mo e de amo bebia enwumre wo mo so so yasne maiden sem no ye de ebesom dada batek hub enso eton phones ene ho aka de bia se upe Infinix, iPhone, Samsung, Yam, Techno, Nina no dada batek hub will be de ma womo ewo kaneshi womo ebentakwa station pe no to betimi akwa dada ba na wakoto phone se ya papa ebo no so eda from boko ebusuafo enwumedwumeko we adaroma na womo eso masne ma mede no sia kase no mede eba besomo sem no edoso ye papa po se mufo asema me okenkan foi me so mede besomo se no sia kase wo KFM TV ne so sem no edoso na de bedimo akotene ebiene sende Ghana yante asempa eye former first lady eye Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins sende due abetojo asema mi atwana nanum ewon sedra endo ayare hosem ye papa de amomai Ghana yedi munseb yede ebeba besomo hosasa enso so ana dom kuma a wo mo ewo mrahebedwa fie no eye Mahama Yariga majority leader wono so ede nsem bi abetudwa efa LGBTQ+ ne ho eno so enwume medie mu nsem mede ebeba besomo sa eye doctor ono so abekasa dia fa Ghana yesikasem ho a eno eye dwede nsem no eno so enwume mede emu nsem mede ebeka ho ede ama mede ni dwede nsem ebetoa so ede ama shatter first no shatawale enkasa abamonti ma watch ses adwumedia wode hyehyes no eno no afibia no wo beye sa adwumedia ne concert no wo beye bi ewo my Ghana ha no so mede mu nsem mede ebeba besomo enwume ebusuafo enwume weni nsem ne afoforo pi ayabo ano a yede ebesomo se no nsia kase ewo KFM TV ne so mikai wo se enwume nsem no etwago ewo ye abefo ntentam fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube eye KFM TV je chanu tu betimi akoho na wahwe bi na wa share na wa like na wadwenche no so de guase amame kama kinkai fo a enwume wote menka no edin a meje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah medane me ho sima aba me ba nsem no mehase ede ama ebusiafo eguso a emamu nyina akwa aba edam asese enwume mu guso etimo TV ho amohwe no nsia kase wo KFM TV ne so mekoso ekai wo se enwume nsem no etwago ewo ye abefo ntentam fidie ne so Facebook and YouTube eye KFM TV gi channel tu betimi ahwe na wa share na wa like na wa dwenche ne so enwume udi egu ase ama me kama me hyensem na se ede ama odia ende due arehosem ana beto Ghana yen na yap no eso a eye former first lady eye Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins eye mampeni dada wenya ni baby ko eye Jerry John Rollins ne hokeni Nana Kunedu Ajimai Rollins ende due abeto dwa se mami atwa nanan ewo nsedwa eno ayare husem ye papa eye presidency mampeni John Dramani Mahama ne kasa mafo eye Felix Ofosukwachi wono ana ne nsahya ase ende due wode nsensem we abeto dwa ho sa yensu ye di bi esum no muchem se mami na ne ho dodo no kakra omudi ni kopie mu ewo eye Greater Accra Regional Hospital eho ana omode mami ekopie mu ho a fofie Antoine Maame Atwana nanum ewo nsiedum na manibo echem se wo ye first lady ewo my Ghana fiti June bosomi mu 4 June 1970 9 ekopem September bosomi mu 24 September 1979 no mo chese wo 31st December 1981 ekopem 7 January 2001 ho anoguso a etna so say first lady ewo my Ghana hasia enche bia ana ne ho kani Jerry John Rawlings nyankopon emfa ne kra ensie wono eto ananan ewo nsedo a Ghana arehuye papa na yende October bosmini da itoso eduasa duonu miensa no ana Nana Kunedu Ajman Rawlings wono so watu ananan ewo nsedo a ayare hosam ye papa de amo my Ghana eni obibia ewo wiase man Mreka FM TV enso ye de bi abesom wo hosa ye de wo free sansem num na nwere de akonsem fofom edia ma hye badwane a wogina hodem ade hye ya wo mo futu abaton peswane so dosan dom kuma no banu deni onmunyafo Alexander Afenyomakens enwere wo no so abekasa wo chem se galamsey a ekoso wo my Ghana ha unde wodne sesi ne bo echem se wode na hoden ene na kuma private time and Penny John Dramani Mahama chi na galamsey no yina yetimi akon etiane no ade bia ho my Ghana ye papa ne titu yensuo ene yensase no nti obeboa ama galamsey no yetimi akon etia ewo my Ghana ha dom kuma no banu deni onmunyafo Alexander Afenyomakens wono anenwume wode nsemu abetudwa KFM TV yenso yede bi esomo.
As a leader of the minority in parliament, I'm ready to support them if they themselves are more than ready to confront the issue head on. So far, because they seem to be benefiting from this gold board is buying gold, you know, these same galamseyers are selling to the gold board. Is there any mechanism to determine which gold is coming from the right source? And because the money is coming for them to stabilize the economy, stabilize the city, they are pretending, you know, that they don't know the sources of much of the gold that they are getting. But if we are ready, they are ready, because they have the government now. They have the authority of states. If they are ready, trust me, outside in parliament, I would lead my colleagues to support government to deal with this, because galamsey is affecting my constituency. Though my constituents are not involved in galamsey, the water we drink comes from upstream, all the way from the eastern region. Ayensu, we know where Ayensu flows from, all the way and ends in Winneba.
He just said that he swears and he is ready to support, government to fight against galamsey. At the beginning of the life of this parliament, if you all remember, we started first with a conference at Kempinski of MPs on how we can build a coalition of MPs to address the problem of small-scale mines. I don't know who remembers. For Mines came and addressed us, where MPs were there. It happened. I organized it, so I know it happened. We invited the minority. He didn't come. He didn't. Not one single MP showed up. They treated it as an NDC MPs event. And from the beginning, the thing collapsed because there was no consensus to work together. You remember? Today, all over the place, I swear I'm ready to support. Let's stop the politics. Let's stop the politics. How ready are you to support? When we, from the beginning, we said, let's work together, because I take a position that every illegal mining activity is taking place in the constituency of a particular member of parliament. And so let's start with that member of parliament. He can help us address the problem, because it's a space that he has control over. And that was why yesterday I said that we will build a coalition of MPs committed to fighting corruption, so that we can help the Minerals Commission, the other state agencies, to see how we can get small-scale mining done properly. I have one belief. I have done some small history. And I know that history has taught us that wherever there is gold, people will go and try and dig it. Whether it is in America, or in Japan, or in China, or in Africa, wherever there is gold, people will try and dig it. All that is needed is for a strong state that regulates the exercise properly.
Kumanu banu deni eye unmunya for Alexander Afenyo Markins wadi tuja dom kese no banu deni enso edene die etwa so ewo ho edma wanwumre ye de bi ebe somo ewo sa na ye den sem no konsem fofom dia eye Mahama Yariga wo ye majority leader ewo my Ghana ha say no so abekasa dia fa LGBTQ+ no ho awotwem se hu hia se mrahye bedwafie wo mbesan introduce eye bill yi e dia besan se wo de by mama penny dada nana adedan kwekufuado wo mo pass sa bill wo man mutie hu hia se wo mbesan introduce Abraham Mashebedwafie ebiom majority leader eye Mahama Yariga wo no anode nsemu etudwa
and family values bill. My recollection is that it was passed by Parliament already. That's my recollection, that we passed this already as Parliament. We passed it, and the issue was giving it a presidential assent. So that is where it should be taken up. I don't see why anybody should bring us a bill that we have passed already. I think the step is to push for it to be given the assent. Yesterday I saw it on the order paper, and then I was asking myself, but who brought this? And really, a bill that we have passed already, you haven't convinced me that, you know, there's a need for us to work on a bill that we have already passed. So in all sincerity, and I like to be very, very frank and open, I did ask the speaker, I said, Mr. Speaker, but this bill was passed, and why is it on our order paper again? And then the Speaker himself also expressed surprise finding it on the order paper. And I recall we invited the clerk. The Speaker invited the clerk in my presence and asked the clerks, how did this bill find its way advertised on the order paper? Because he too didn't know how it got on the order paper. I mean, I like to be very, very transparent. If the clerk, I wish he were here, I would have said in his presence. Yesterday, this thing happened. I saw it, I was like, this bill, what is it doing here? We passed it already. Well, we've been invited to consider it again. And so that is the, so the only one that indeed yesterday Speaker and I agreed should attract our attention is the one brought by Honorable Patricia Ajay. She is here. That is the Property Rights of Spouses Bill.
Ebusia from Mahama Yariga woye majority leader ewo Mashebedwafie san so ana okopiem ewo boko eye abaton peso so awono anoye Mashebedwani wo ha enwume ye de nsem ye de abesom wo hosa na ye free sansem no enwume ni akonsem from their Reverend Intim Fojo wono so abekase dia fa LGBTQ+ bill no ho a watchim se wode sobo kese na ebo ndc amenu konse wo macheda ana LGBTQ+ bill no wo mo twetwe wo mo ho edi efrim na enye se wo mo ana wo mpe ade a wo macheda ana ndc amenu kon wo mo ye BBC e wo my Ghana same way ana Reverend Intim Fojo enwume wono so wode abetudwa efa LGBTQ+ bill no eho
NDC government. Where is the Human Sexual Rights Bill, which had gone through all the processes and approved? Today, the majority leader is telling us that Speaker is not aware. The clerk is not aware. And the first deputy speaker is saying he's not aware. But he chaired the committee that approved this bill as private members' bill. It was the speaker who approved this same bill and directed for gazetting. It was the clerk who wrote the letter accompanying the gazetting. So why is everybody saying they are not aware? Suddenly, this goes clearly to indicate that there seems to be a clear attempt by NDC government to run away from this bill. And we're asking the question, why are they running away from this bill? A bill that they thought was important yesterday must be important today. Even more so, recent developments have heightened the discomfort of Ghanaians. At the time when we began this bill in 2021, we never had two South African gay couples coming to Independence Square to openly kiss and declare themselves gay couple and declaring independence and freedom, calling out every practitioner of LGBT to show up. We did not see that. But under President Mahama, that has occurred. So we are demanding that that bill must be reintroduced today. An addendum must be raised for it to be brought back. We will not allow NDC government to run away from the bill. It's a bill that is important to all of Ghanaians. We all know the propaganda they put up to this bill, the lies they peddled. But we passed it when we were in government. Why are they running away from passing the bill? We are demanding that the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill be passed now. Be passed now.
Reverend Intim Fojo woni dom kuma a wo mo e wo ma hye bedwafie no wo mo anu mo gina simpie ni apaso enwumre wo mo de nsemwe abetudwa yen so ye de bi abesom wo e wo no sia kase no so ye de wo e to ansem no so enwumre na ye de wo akonsem fofom dia eye ma hye bedwani a wo ebu akwa south abaton peso so Dr. eye Kingsley Agyemang wono so e to nsa e de afre eye African parliamentarians ahodo a wo mo e wo eye wiase afana wo chim senkebe ya wo mo enhwe ma eye healthcare delivery no entimi enko nanim ye papa ne no ade bia ebeboa ama bebia no wo man etimi etumpo wo chese so man wetimi akonanim a wo say ye health sector no etimi esomu twetwe na nooma bi ene sinto bia enko ye wo mu no yetimi hwe na ye ma etuotwa na no ade bia ebetimi aboa ye papa eye ma hye bedwane a wo gina hodi ma di hye ya wo mu ebu akwa south abaton peso so eye Dr. Kingsley Agyemang wono anodin semwe abetu edwa.
In Africa cannot be pursued in isolation. Disease, like poverty, knows no borders. A child cough in Lagos, a cholera outbreak in Harare, or a malaria set in Isigani can all ripple through the continent if we do not stand together. The pursuit of universal health coverage, therefore, demands that African nations see themselves not as competitors, but as collaborators in a shared human project. Our strength lies in collective vision. The African Union's Agenda 2063 and the African Health Strategy reminds us that our future will be written not in the silos of national policies, but in the bridges of continental cooperation. When nations share data, align health standards, and build research capacity together, they create a shield that protects every African life. If we can integrate our skies through the African continental free trade area, surely we can integrate our health systems. The pandemic taught us that no African nation is truly safe until we are all stable. The lesson before us is clear. We must move from fragmented national responses to a unified continental framework where knowledge, medicine, and hope flow freely across borders. This shared responsibility is the cornerstone of health justice in the Pan-African context. It is here that Ghana's experience offers valuable insights.
Ebusia Fanunti Dr. Kingsley Agyemang wono anodin semwe etudwemra fifth Federation of African Law Students Continental Conference course wo Addis Ababa Ethiopia no ho anapape edin semwe na etudwenwumre KFM TV yenso ye de bi abesomo wo no sia kase no eso ne de wo to ansem no so nwumre ede amaodia Ora Bernard Mona wo ye leader edema People's National Convention PNC na wono so ede abetudwa wo chem se mfie besen wotwe a ebetwam koi ade a wetena se ede nani atofom ehu bibi wo my Ghana mra MPP ameni okonu betena so nkrofo bia na wono nkrofo timitofu woni ade de mom no sesi ade nsisanye timi abom mu a wo mo abeye billionaires na ade wo my Ghana ha wodwen ho a wonte sansem na se nsem we ana Bernard Mona wode abetudwa nwume yen so ye de bi esomo.
that more action is. If you go around, start from here, from Rich here, go all the way to Labone, enter cantonments, enter Chado, all the way to East Legon. If you see any sprawling buildings that are coming across, they belong to appointees of Akufo-Addo. People know them. How did they make such money? That in 8 years, people that we could buy fuel for, all of a sudden have become millionaires.
I don't think you know.
Who we were picking in our wretched cars have become big. Some are being tried. Some of them were lecturers. Before they can actually come to Accra from their schools.
You pick them.
No, they will call you to tell you to give them fuel. I'm serious.
Do you want to mention names?
I'm serious.
No, do you want to mention?
Some of them are in court and I don't want to compound their problems. But when I'm called for evidence, I'll tell them. We gave fuels for people to come, and all of a sudden, you sit down and you are terrified by the amount of monies you hear, the wealth that they have amassed. But of course, why do we doubt it? Because Bawumia said that he worked so tirelessly and brought the MPP to power, and that people became rich, and that is one of the attributes that he has done. But he did not tell us how those people became rich when the party came to power. That one too, you want Bawumia to give evidence? Or because I have sat here to say it, I must show evidence?
Usiafo enu Bernard Mona wono anodin nsem we etudwa enwume yenso ye de bi abesom ye de wo efrin nsem ne mu akonsem from the amrahye bedwane a wogina ho de ma de hye ya wo mo ewa ya waso West Wogon eye onmanyafo John Dumelo wono so eden sembi abetudwa wode kwama manfo ya eye wo mo ewo ne mpeso aso ho abribia no wo mo sidan ewo biaye bia wo mo ngi permit enfamfin penifo ho no ono anode kokobo kwama mo se mo di demolition exercise bi hye so na se dan ne ebubu ahwe na obi anka send afa wo che se obesi dan ewo bebia se otimi gi permit edifin penifo ho ansa wetimi ekukuru sa dan no ede esi won semwe John Dumelo wono anode abetudwa.
And you who say Kofubi Abba Assassin so under the high tension. Fine. I feel they who say almost got so to wall, almost sacking Kofuna was assassin so almost so Omubisi, minimum Mubisi. Number one, Omuni building permits. Number two, they are building under high tension. Number three, which grace no one in or blocking. I mean, what kind of lawlessness is this? One back. Assassinating Odia, at least prove say assassinating Odia. So whoever this land they think they are developing on it, they should show their face so that we will deal with them accordingly. Because you can't just enter Ayawaso West Wogon. Now if you say Obi Tunaye, there will be Tunaye, Nawako. San Omoye was so Omaji Obi Assassin, Omunam, Omu DJ, thousand. I mean, what kind of lawlessness is this in this country? I ain't ma Obi permit say on sit down high tension asset. Someone will say high current fast your friends and cables were very high. Accident bet me see at any time. And you advisable say your bema be building permit our high tension asset. Apart from that, Usha data namha. Omade say data no. Or ya bebo data ni na. Ome sit down our data neso. And you ama permit say ome sit down wa. Ya wahana Nkrumah ba ha say omo for national security. And I'm also able police for. And the police for a free national defense and police headquarters. Almost at this, Omo Buomo. And Yechiomo. But apart from that, no, 3 days ago, some made this same group, Omo called Roman Rich. Omo called to 2 Nkrumah stores. And I also Omo 1,000. Every Omo. Before I go to Babi police, at the time Omo do Omo Ghanaian. But Saturday, the same group of people, Omoko Aibe Town, Langas here, Omoko Aibe Town, Omoko Bubu Nkofo, Omuchi Nipa Bako, or that toilet, no. Omuchi no, ye kidnapping no. Actually, the parents no, Omoko Shusha no, and he charging 4,000 cedis, and Sana ye release no. This kind of lawlessness in Ayawaso must stop. They come in the name of national security, but national security cannot do this. You saw what just happened behind. National security beating the police. This is unheard of. They are supposed to be working together. But
Many times they come terrorizing people in name of what? National security. And this is not right. We are resetting Ghana, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will not condone this, will not tolerate this such nonsense. And this must stop.
This almost said, no more babayawa, and no more catch him said, Jeff, Abel, Atom, fear, no more be hard, because I have and come because when they bow, congratulate 32 years. I have a government plan and profit for you, but I have some years now. And yes, such a man that I say a panic child, I have a step in the Muya Didi, I have a year to my war, and yes, oh, we are mobile, apart time for a woman. Yes, because you know me by her, and be shy. I'm quite look at some boom said, yes, I'm about to be shy. Yes, I'm a judge. Say, yes, you have built constituency 24 years in opposition. I have bread one day at your party, yes, you are bread in a bay. Yes, and yes, as an MP, I'm sorry, sir. You have a huge demonstration.
Yuko PM Awaya was so was to one and same way and Omudi to draw a year one more Marsha Bedreni a year on Monyam for John Dumelo one or so Eden Sembi a good crime or ever ye no one semi so na enume madam home sema akoja boa from Krato by a band sem no edoso na metwa so ede amount.
By just so new yanum a shaya ain't use fuel. When so yansesa oil, near any key. A shaya gumechina, a ye lip moto, Giomi, Anase Nami, a yemu bia, on Sabeka wa KFM Limited, a wa Ghana ha, lip moto, a bear for cancer be yanum, and where Dennis Hanso effect, wash interiors here. Can't hear me, Timothy see, and you're trying to lip motor. I want 3 modes of driving. Over to me, I switch it, so open 10 more, over in the sports mode. So, person will save you battery, over to me is economy mode. That's a woman pen tem now, open with normal riding, so you're trying to standard. What charge your battery within 6 hours? I bet to me do walk Kumasiaba. Measure air 310 kilometers. Into Winnie how, over to me so the 3 hours fast charger. I charge and I'm an full. Bonama, no ako kumasiaba. Say no. Me try the akano. Giomi. Ni awon key. Make sure the key ni bell. Wow, just in the interior on it here now. Black and white, papa. Son of FSN yo. Why screen tenting? A bomb who cano battery aka. Never who mileage and so also. When so the a 320 kilometers and sana was our charger. We bet me a charger in 6 hours. Fast charger in 3 hours. I bear for if we so. We bet me a driving in 3 modes. A year standard, sports, and I say economy. So we pen them to say me yanum choose sports what say. We bet me to qualify hakoko basi. I'm a battery ni biswak because a year 320 kilometers. Who charging in 6 hours, which means your full battery. Now, when you're fast charging, 3 hours per your set. Making sure so okay in the car when you're working. Will be a door and I start. Chili Joby, black and white. Makuma swat. Man, some cow dear. You check the akana. Yeah, no. I bet for the animal back on you. The Awiniano key. Making sure so key in the band when you're working. We no F. Let a woman sit down. A gray your one would do, the near Hakakra, and in your mood. As also was screens me, wait, and more information of when you can win. Answer Bessie up bonum papa, your friend entertainment, the Awihiano, Anne. And that's over to me, so I drive in 3 modes just like the others, standard, and I say sports. So open them. Car way so. A bet to me to Kwaya Kokumasiaba, 330 kilometers. The chema would do crab to make Jesus on 1 bonum kakra, and Sunday do. Who charging 6 hours, sir? No. So bet me start charging 3 hours. If I no fast charge. And you know KFM Limited, and they are big just so. Fraying near me sanka what the intentem. So open installment, a high purchase, and train one nasi. We've got you solid. Yanume, on Sabechimia Fidiemu Bia, our KFM Limited. On Sabeke Fidieno, no which Yanon Kakra, wait, Unyano Bebia, a KFM Limited. Fraying ever sort out.
Yo, I'm for and then Yamakwaba at the bar, a KFM musical shopper. The Tosum, you know, who free a Kumasa Macom that Damono, a sunny at the bar at Dumuno, Sabran Udu, a Sambra Junction, Sambra Hotel, Quantana Sope. Now shop on any Sambra Hotel and the Dinsha anymore. Would the free Sambra Hotel, a wool sunny at the cop, Nankane and Hagan Hono, Annie, a hot and a KFM musical shop. Ye Tosum, you know, yet be in the fofro. Now the air can say, if you papa a timiche. The Odia sorry, the Ode grow agro ahudo. Juma de be a woody over here a young fiddy musical instrument piano, a KFM into a say Ghana Muntie Asante Mai Muntie, a KFM musical shop, Anna Sabre Yabian for from Monuchai, a war Prempeh the 2nd Street. We free all men come down and now sunny Ediko Edumno and Udu Sambra Hotel Quantana so now what done on Sunny Faso a hot announce KFM musical shop ye a war Yani Sambra Hotel Anna ewe anymore ya chow abrevia
General Messi say may you proud and I say may you jar me free Kumasi Dum KFM instrument store. Obi bisa sa se bo me fo de what to no woni si da what de niam papa e gina wanim na what to no say yes what to no bibi aka wakoma ni nyina free KFM instrument store Kumasi Adum se mi gina ho na me to no ma bitimi nya ho me ka fi se fi papa mu anim na mi gina no wo betro ye ko ma ya do se kana twananka kanau ensemfu ayi.
Simon Muina Aquaba Edam Assise, you may muguso etimu TV Hamotion, no Siakasia work FM TV and so. Mekoso Eka will say you may seminal Echego away Abe Fontaine and Fidian so. Facebook and YouTube KFM TV GH and to bet me Ashebi. Now what share, now what like, now what drink and say you may. Udi Guasie Amame Kama na metwan semne so Eddie Amaudia women's organizer Edima the National Democratic Congress NDC Amenyo Kono Edima ayawaso was to gone about one person so Maame Victoria Niama Abdullahi wono so so workers and de kwama mpenifo ahodwa womo ewa ayawaso was to go but chese adwuma na omoye no eni so eni tinke be ya womo mo mehume so na omo nhwema noma entuto ye ewo ayawaso was to go same way ana Maame Victoria wono so enyume wode abetu eja
and you who say nkofu bi aba asase we so under the high tension fine after the who say almost got so much to wall almost sacking nkofu na was asase so almost sanso omubesi minimum de mubesi number 1 omuni building permit number 2 they are building under high tension number 3 which grace na wahani na oma blocking na I mean what kind of lawlessness is this?
I have a problem with our leadership in this municipality. The problem I have with the municipality is that the leadership is porous, and that issue must be addressed with immediate effect. If that is not done, it is going to affect the greater interest of our political party, the NDC, and it's also going to affect the popularity of the NDC in the municipality. It's about time that we adopt alternative dispute resolution plans or techniques, employ tact, diplomacy, resolving matters.
On what basis are you making these assertions?
I'm making these assertions because we've seen a lot of things or information on the social media. This is not first of all. I mean, this is not one of the first. We've had a lot of issues on the media. First, it was with this Arabian company, and then quite recently we had one at UPSA. But my question is, the municipality is a house of records. And so if there is any activity or illegality happening anywhere within the municipality, it is the responsibility of the whom it may concern or individuals who have been assigned to such responsibilities to undertake, to find out who these developers are. The developers contribute to a lot of development we see within the municipality. They pay their business operating permits. So we welcome them. We welcome them with open arms, but thereby directing them when they go wrong. You correct them. As a leader, you have to be passionate about the people that you serve. Each developer who is interested in developing an Ayawa Suwas Wokon has an interest. And when they are done and settled, do you know what happens? Their corporate social responsibility towards the municipality is what boosts and drives us. And so we must tackle some of these issues with diplomacy.
Final same way Maame Victoria Niama Abdullahi wono so wode abetuja ho say to ansem ne so e de amamo de traditional rulers a wo e ponglo e wa yawa so was to gon en so etwemu se wo nje ade bia ese kopie mu e violation traffic light mo che se demolition exercise bi akoso wo ho a mo ntimi ambo mo mpanifo ya maniasa wo mo emasa demolition no akoso ho a mo che se no e ade bia entwa ye kwan same way ana traditional rulers no wo so wo de abetu eja
ni ayata ni se ani ekoso ani am fo no eye no enye fine se bibia omo hu se emanu wo ho na omo ana obusua no wo ho na se bibia omo maye inti because the government we are pleading to them say ya asase bi wo ho a enye say they will take it unlawfully. I know more be ya be unlawfully, but if you say man who can and I man who in na be I fine. And they have to call them so that it's their duty. No munso it is a baby na open permit. Call them. Now later on you can call us. Move to my friend. Fine because we are working hand to hand with you. No free I copy Pia seminar it is a baby no free Namumpoya man nani no say because in fact na fine.
Nananti problem is say the assembly moved in to stop the work without more traditional authorities.
Yes. Amu kika nyama emfata ya hu say MC no kika nyama eyefe na wani Ibrahim jaja no je na ya ama no ya the cover of attorney ama no affect your family of Kongo.
Ebusuafo no nti traditional rulers a wo mo ewo Konglo wo mo chese violation traffic light na demolition exercise course ho no wo mani enje ho kra. Ebusuafo ye to ansem ne so nwumre de amamodia concerned member ba kwa waka the New Patriotic Party NPP ameni okono ho no wono so edi nsem bia betudwa wo chim se NPP for wo mo prime minister mo de be hihye so no so mo bom ho modin ekoyi Canada Japan a eno mistake si a wo mo aya wo mo de ama party no nsem we ana brante wo de etu edwa
okay Japan be nya papa mi do nyame Nipa one day, some years back, we talk say MPP party a useless party. MPP party a useless party. We saw joining MPP. Now we do go for attempt. We di ba una dey party for attempt. As I say MPP for me delegate. Me delegate. But delegate me mistake or two abama ke Japan. Me do nyango my big mistake. Ke Japan. Me do nyame se mo de tamo from baba omi a mo for come out for. But say me do abana ma ke Japan. Mo di ko delegate ko to ama ke Japan. What did you do before? Let me be patch and not to Abama. Abada or now. What to Abama can Japan so only DMPP. I went to the message or the crop until then now can Japan. Trap and this phone a source of Musu, a certain clubs and move to American upon any Falamo. Message on the catcher Ghana for. And then message in Japan. Then is a Juma, President about Juma. Mama is a comedy. Who need no baby? Mama is some confused medicine. You have an Juma. Look at Abama, Japan secretary for me. And Faka, I'm going to bank my big mistake. My big Japan all the way.
Penalty same way and a brante edit to giant so yedi bi abesom wo ewo no si akase no so yedi mo FVs and seminar the work concern from there and the economic and organized crime office yoko for the woman sa ato former National Food and Buffer Stock Company woman CEO Abdullah Wahab Hanan ene ne ho kani Pfizer Saidu wuni woman de woman sa to woman japade eso amoche se sika no sombo be 78 million Ghana cedis and sa sika akoshe nkrofo ebetomu a omode omonsa atu mo japade so se ometimi aboa ma investigation etimi akoso toti ansa se japade ometimi ejai mo ede amawo.
5-bedroom mansion at Canville, Dorado Street, Tamale.
Nti wo mo japade we anasesia de yoko for etimi ede wo monsa atoso ho sa de wo free sansem no nwumre na ye de wo akonsem from there interior minister Monyan for Muntaka Mohammed enso ede abetudwa wo chem se sesia de wo de curfew ato Kintampo North municipality wo Bunu East region wo che se curfew wo de ato omoso a October bosmini de toso eduonu miensa emune no enam so mampenifo enso aba montene a wo mo abekasa ede afa ho.
Because why are they fighting and taking guns to load charcoal? This one say I have the right to load. This one say I have the right to load. When loading charcoal, if they are even talking of possession, that's better. But common loading, that has brought this mountain. But I think there's deeper things in it because concumbents and Gonyas or foreigners and settlers, they always have this problem. So the best thing is that happily both sides have agreed to lay down their arms. They've agreed to listen to everything. The regional minister has talked to them. I've also talked to them on behalf of the overlord of the Kunja Kingdom. They've accepted it. So now we can now sit with them and see what is deeply involved.
We are going to ensure that they comply to the fullest so that there will be total peace. We don't want situation whereby, like we did yesterday, engaging them, talking to them, they understood themselves. And lo and behold, look at what happened this morning. So the imposing of the curfew is good. We are going to ensure that they comply, and then there will be total peace, absolute peace within the Olympic community.
We had a very extensive engagement. We've advised them they need to put their guns down. In totality, I can say that we are receiving good feedback, but we are not going to rest as RESEC, we are not going to rest as MUSEC. We are going to do our best to make sure total peace is restored in the town.
I think it was on Sunday that we had a report that Concomers and Dangers at Bilimpe are at loggerheads. They have a challenge over who has to load charcoal into a vehicle. So this misunderstanding ensued to a challenge between the two of them. And at the end of the day, one was stabbed. So quickly, we were informed as a municipality. So the next day, Sunday, we had to get there to calm tempers down. We knew calm was really restored and they really understood us. The next morning, the Honorable Assembly members also called me and said calm has been restored. After some few minutes, let's say I will.
Ebusiafo enu nti semwe anampenife wo mo de tu dwa yenso ye de bi abesom wo ewo no asia kase ne so megina so na madane me ho sima ba me ba me de nsem no ekọ edwadie emu. Yede o ekọ edwadie nsem enwumre ede amaodia eye Dr. Macon wono so ede abetudwa wo chim se hu behia se eye African nations wo betimi aye collaboration na aboa ma investment ene no ma bebre na etimi abem na economic growth no etimi akoso ewo my Ghana hansemwe ana eye Dr. Macon wode abetu eja.
Investment projects, cross-border, not individual country projects, cross-border. Remember, we've been fragmented and these artificial borders have been created. Nobody is going to invest in Ghana because Ghana, it is so small to attract huge investment. But if you put Nigeria together, Togo together, and you create one single market, which is what we're doing in the AFCFTA, you increase the potential and the possibility for investments to be made in the continent. Otherwise, individually, no single African country can advance. It doesn't matter what we have in our national vision 2020, vision 30, all of those things. The markets are very small to justify huge investments. For the investments that we require.
Ebusiafo enu nti semwe ana Dr. Macon wodi tudwa ne nsem no wan fancy wa wasan edi tudwa bi ma wo chem se se ade eye afibia sika Africa ye lucy wo eye mu ne se wo se 5 billion eye cedis US dollars ana afibia no eye Africa ha ye hwere wo foreign exchange emu wodi semwe ye tudwa wo second eye international conference ene eye ESG ana sustainable development of Africa no ko so won Kramantem high ho ana Dr. Eye Macon wode nsem we na etudwa nwumre yes ye de bi somo ewedwade nsem emu.
The AFCFTA therefore is seeking to correct some of these injustices to an extent possible. That is why, for example, under the AFCFTA we are having instruments. For example, we have a protocol on digital trade. One of the things that that protocol seeks to do is to ensure that when it comes to the payment systems, we can get a certain level of sovereignty as Africa. The continent loses $5 billion annually in forex exchanges. For you to trade with somebody in South Africa, your money has to actually go to the United States or Europe. You pay them to do transactions amongst yourselves. And we are saying we need to correct that. And this is the reality of where we live. I'm looking at all of us and I'm asking, where did you get your shed? Where did you buy it? We look at everything, the building materials, the aircons that we're having in the...
For ye General Dr. Macon nsem so na de dwade nsem na ba na wie ye na madane me ho sima ba me de nsem no ekọ enije de emu. Yeah, the eko enijedi nsemu dia eye Ghana ye dance hall king ba ko my Ghana shatter wale nchebia anode eye shatter first concert wo de hihye so ende nipa bebre na ebo dompe mekopie mu ewo Independence Square ne no ana ende de shatter ni mpenifo hihya ye no de tudwa wo chem se sa concert ya oyeye afedi ebe ya ya dia ebe wo ho afibia wo chese annually no wo de sa concert we ebe hihye so ewo my Ghana shatter ni nsema wo de tudwa no ebi enye.
Like I always say, they've been so, inspirational to me. They've really, motivated me to do stuff like this. And I always want to say, God bless the fans, and also God bless, Momo by MTN, for also coming on board, on such a quick notice, because I was like a little bit scared, with the budget and everything, but. For the brand, Momo by MTN, to come on board and, come and do this for me, really you know, means a lot to me. And I just want to say thank you, you know, to MTN, my Momo, and, you know, my Shatter Movement fans and the whole Ghana. You know, I believe it wasn't only my fans that came, but, you know, most Ghanaians also really supported for this thing to happen.
Now, the question on the street is there going to be this experience, you know, every year for fans, even in Accra and outside of Accra?
Well, Shatterfest, you know, is a brand that, you know, we've built, and I believe with a few collaborations like, you know, MTN by Momo and, you know, other, you know, affiliations, we're going to have it every year because we're even thinking about taking it to other regions and, you know, even outside Ghana as well. So it's a great, you know, initiative, and I believe people should just expect more of this.
For anything same way Anna Shatawale wode abetuja yen so yede bi abesom yegyina so ne yede enwume no si akase no yede ninia abande we yede obi bia sese enwume mojebre etina motive no ho ehwe no si akase edwumeko a omoso yase no KFM Musical Center Dadaba Tech Hub and a Talent Microfinance yede omu ina sese enwume wo mo ebo yitri do ma yede kase ebo ne yede ebesom kenkan fo a enwume wote minka no edin ameje so ene Maame Esi Nkrumah yakwa mwina.